What's going on, everybody? This is the Jump Ball Show. I'm Keandre.
I'm AP.
There's going to be a new episode up every Thursday, depending on how fast I can edit it. But you check us out. You can follow me on Twitter at IamDreTwice.
Follow me on SoundCloud at AP the Great.
Jump Ball.
The Mighty Mites get together.
Yeah. The crowd loves it.
Yeah, they're into it. Smiling.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, man?
I'm back.
Jump ball.
It's another Wednesday, 5 to 6.
Weather is nice. I walked outside. I think it's gonna be cold. It was pretty warm today.
I know, I have my big jacket on, and I had to turn around. Go put it back. We missed the show last week.
Yeah. I had a bad day. I had a headache. Everybody was irritating me.
We're back now.
We're back now.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Let's go ahead and get into some football. We always start the show with football. The biggest thing that happened last night. So, I'm a Chiefs fan, if you didn't already know. Quarterback Alex Smith was traded last night to the Washington Redskins for a third-round pick, Kendall Fuller, cornerback, and that's it.
What are your thoughts on this? Are you disappointed? Are you mad? Are you glad that this happened?
So, it's been an interesting ride with Alex Smith over the last, 5 years, I think? About 5 years. You know, he's been good enough to get the Chiefs to the playoffs pretty much every year. But with like a team that has been this talented, you got Eric Berry, Justin Houston. We had guys like Dontari Poe. You've always had Derek Johnson. A lot of talented guys on the defense. We had a talented guy in Jamal Charles on offense. We just couldn't get over the hump where you thought that we might be able to contend with the Patriots and the Broncos and the Steelers. So I think this is a really good trade for the Chiefs because they get back Kendall Fuller, who was rated the #1 slot corner last year by Pro Football Focus. Putting him next to Marcus Peters shores up the secondary issues that we've had the last couple seasons. That way we don't have to bring Darrelle Revis in. And then you can spend that extra cap space, which is projected to be about $7 million next season, on the offensive lineman or depth at the wide receiver position.
So you think this just opens everything up for, new pieces to come in and potentially contend for to go to the Super Bowl eventually?
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to put too many expectations on what is really a first-year quarterback, first-year starter in Patrick Mahomes next season. But I think he has the talent to, at worst, put us in around the same spot that we were in this season.
Okay.
What do you think about it from Washington's perspective?
I think it's good for Washington as well because Kirk Cousins, he's a good quarterback, but he never, like the Chiefs, he never really took Washington over the hump either. So I think Alex Smith coming in, I think is gonna help them at the quarterback position, win a couple more games. But I don't think it's gonna have a tremendous effect on their season as a whole. But I think they'll win a couple more games because of that.
I think, Kirk Cousins is a guy who is going to throw you into some games if you're behind, things like that, because he's really good at throwing deep. But he's also somebody who can lose you a game early because he takes a lot of risks. Alex Smith is pretty much completely the opposite of that. He's going to put you in games because he doesn't turn the ball over, and he always makes the right play. So from Washington, it seems to me, I don't follow the Redskins that much, but I don't think that their team is really ready-made.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it just all depends on what they do with the rest of their offseason to put pieces around Alex Smith to be successful.
Right.
Yeah. So That's all for that news. I look forward to Patrick Mahomes being the starter next season. Hopefully, I know he's going to make a lot of exciting plays. Hopefully his turnovers don't become a problem as they usually do with like guys with the rocket arm or whatever. But let's go ahead and get into the big game.
Yes, sir. Pat Nation all day. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I said. Sure to go check that out if you're interested. So there's a lot of good basketball, a lot of good performances going on lately. Let's start with the Saturday ESPN ABC's Saturday Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics versus Warriors. Now, this was a really good game.
Yeah.
It's close all the way down to the end when Rozier made that three to make it even closer. But two players in particular went off. Stephen Curry had 49. What did Kyrie have? About
30.
I think he had 37.
37.
Yeah. But Steph looked like a real MVP candidate again in this game. He's averaging like 28, 6 and 6 or something like that on 40, 50, 90 percentages, which means 40% from 3, 50% from the field, and 90% from the free throw line.
Crazy.
He's really ridiculous. You know, the Warriors, really annoying at this point, but they did get blown out by the Jazz last night.
Yeah. All right. Okay. He's a Cavs fan. Everybody. That's why he's throwing out those statistics.
Hey, we've got our own problems. I wish we would get blown out by the Jazz by 30. But yeah, that's, Kyrie had that one move.
Okay. Let me. I have a hot take.
Let's hear it.
That was actually good defense by Stephen Curry. Like, he was in position. He had a hand up. It's not like he, after the move, fell. But I do have another hot take. The untucked Kyrie theory is very real. Whenever he has his jersey untucked, he just tends to make spectacular plays like that one he did on Saturday against Stephen Curry.
Usually I never, if I had a preference, I'd never tuck my jersey in.
Yeah.
It just feels weird to me. Like, whenever, I don't know, there's like a number of variables that go into that. But Kyrie always just loosely tucks it in because that's the NBA rule. And then once he gets a couple plays in, it just gets untucked by naturally. So, I don't know. Does it just mean he gets gets better as it goes on, or is it just
I don't know. It's compared
it's superpower.
To it's compared to Kobe biting his jersey. It's something is about to happen.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. I'm just gonna have to.
And to the first point, that was good defense by Steph.
It was very good. He was in position. He moved with him, moved his feet, and he got a hand up on the shot. He just made the shot.
He couldn't have done anything else. That move, how are you supposed to expect that? So he goes between the legs right, spins towards the baseline, but halfway through the spin, he hezzies back to the other way. Steph falls for it. Maybe that's the thing that he shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
He fell for that half spin. Gets it back, puts it in the right hand, fadeaway jumper, just money. And the thing is Kyrie probably works on that.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you're Steph, you can't do anything about that. You still have 49, so that's your job.
Right.
Not to stop Kyrie. That's Clay's job.
He did pretty good, though, so I give him his props.
Another great performance from an MVP candidate last night, James Harden.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. if he drunk some special Space Jam water or something. But this man went off.
He did. He went for 60 points on 30 shots, 17 for 18 from the free throw line, and 5 for 14 from 3. So, and not I didn't even mention.
Magic.
Yeah, he did. It was the Magic, but he did have a triple double also. Now, the biggest conversation coming out of this, so we know it's against the Magic.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do this still. He also played 46 minutes, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it takes a little bit away from it. But let's talk about somebody I know you're fond of. Kobe Bryant.
There's no comparison.
So Kobe went for 81 if you just don't follow the sport at all. What was that, 2006?
Yep.
Yeah.
Against the Raptors.
Is this game better than that
No.
game? I think
not even close.
I'm gonna be a contrarian here, and I'm gonna say yeah, it is.
All right, go ahead and give your reasoning.
The reason being, he did on 30 shots. That's the first thing. He did shoot 18 free throws, which is customary for James Harden. That's just how he plays, and that's how the refs give him his points. But the thing about it is he went for a triple-double. So he did his work on the boards and got his assists. I think, what did Kobe have in that game? 2 assists? Let's look. Yes, 2 assists. Kobe had 2 assists in this game, which comes out to a possible. I'm not sure.
All right, before you move on, let me list the starting lineup.
Okay, yeah, this is.
Smush Parker at point. Kobe, Lamar Odom, Kwame Brown, and Chris Mim. Who is he going to pass the ball to out of that lineup?
That is a good point. Lamar Odom was a good player, but let's also look at the shots that they took. Chris Mim took 8 shots. Wow, that's surprising me. Kwame Brown, 5. Smush Parker took 11 shots. So, I respect Kobe for not passing him the ball because he was 1 for 5 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Odom was 1 for 7. Probably because he was tired and didn't get a rhythm because he was watching Kobe chuck up. How many shots is that? 46 shots.
That's pretty amazing in my opinion.
He was 18 for 20 from the line, so he's up there with Harden.
Yep, and he has a better 3-point percentage than Harden.
But he did it. He shot 16 more shots and had 9 less assists.
But he only shot 1 less 3-pointer and shots two more better than Harden. So
Harden was responsible for more points.
This man scored 81 points.
Let's
The Lakers had 122 points.
That Raptors team was pretty bad too.
You have a point.
They were 14 and 27.
But they had to start Chris Bosh. And they
Chris
had
Bosh
Jalen Rose.
this is his second year in the league. You gotta wash Jalen Rose. Was
Oh yeah, and Elfrid Payton is a Hall of Famer. Okay.
I mean, I'm taking Evan Fournier over Jalen Rose in a Raptors uniform every night, every single night. Defensive rating, wow. Let's look at this. Matt Bonner was a starter on this team, on this Raptors team. Morris Peterson, who Kobe scored most of the points on, had a defensive rating of 135.
All right. Okay.
Do your Googles.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yep.
I'm gonna see what comes out of this.
Yeah. As far as I was concerned, it doesn't matter he was in Mamba mode. He was in attack mode.
I just think at some point the Kobe-Stannies are going to have to realize what Kobe really was.
Man.
You looking for the basketball reference page?
I think so, yeah. Forget it.
Anyways,
My point is 81.
let me ask you a question.
60.
Is Devin Booker's 70 points better than James Harden's 60-point triple-double?
No. I'll tell you why. Well, yes, I'll tell you why. No, I'm playing. James Harden was on another level, obviously. Devin Booker, I don't know what. I didn't even know about it until like a week later. I don't know why the media didn't make a big deal out of it.
Because it was the Suns.
All right, let me mention this too. You said Harden played 46 minutes, right?
Yeah. Kobe
They
played,
took Kobe out early. Let's see how many minutes he played.
he played 42.
41 minutes and 56 seconds.
Yeah.
And he scored 81. He could have had 100 if you think about it. At the rate he was going, he wasn't missing. He kept getting to the line. The clock kept stopping. He would have had 100.
He's not getting that. He would never get 100 ever in his life, in his dreams. But I don't really think James Harden's 60-point triple-double was bad. I was just messing with you.
Okay. All right.
I think that they're all like. I think that performance last night is almost on the same level as that.
Almost.
81. Like once you have 60 in a game and they still let you score 21 more points, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which could also go back to, I mean, he's playing Morris Peterson and Matt Bonner.
And he had like 20, 23, 24 at the beginning of the in the first half.
He went for like 50 something
Yes.
in the fourth, and did that game go to overtime?
No. No. This is a regulation.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it went to overtime.
Nope.
Yeah. Harden went off last night. It was pretty ridiculous. The first 60-point game since Devin Booker last year when he had 70. That's going to do it for the performances. When we get back, we're going to talk about Blake Griffin. He's on a new team.
Yeah, we'll give our opinions right after this break. And we're back. Jump ball. So, there's a big trade that happened yesterday or a couple days ago. Blake Griffin to the Detroit Pistons for Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, a dude name I can't pronounce.
Boban Marjanovic.
And the Pistons got Blake Griffin.
Bryce Johnson.
Yeah.
And somebody else.
Somebody else, I don't even...
They're not relevant.
Yeah.
But the Clippers also got a first-round pick from the Pistons. So, the biggest question is who won the trade?
The Clippers, definitely.
I think it's the Clippers easily. So, it's kind of weird because usually the team who gets the superstar player usually wins the trade like 9 times out of 10. You can see this with Kyrie, the Cavs, and the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
But this specifically, so Blake Griffin just signed a supermax deal in the last offseason. They wanted to make him a Clipper for life.
Yep.
You know, Chris Paul, he left. He didn't want anything to do with them. They're like, you know what, Blake? You're the greatest Clipper of all time. We're going to throw all this money at you.
Yep.
He has a player option in his 5th year of his contract. which would let him make $38 million a year. So the Pistons are going to have to pay that. And putting him next to Andre Drummond really gives you a ceiling of like, what, the 4 seed?
Yeah.
No matter who you put around him, unless you get like a
I could.
big time guard.
With the way the East is right now, the Wizards struggling, the Cavs struggling, I could really see them being the 5th seed minimum
This season, you think?
this season. Yeah, but a couple things are affecting that. One, Blake Griffin is injury prone. People are forgetting that. So if Blake Griffin gets injured for a long period of time, the Pistons just gave up their best defensive player in Avery Bradley, one of their main scorers in Tobias Harris, and they got trash Reggie Jackson as their starting point guard if he was healthy. So you have Ish Smith and Andre Drummond. I don't see that working at all. And second of all, Blake Griffin, or the coach with the Pistons is Stan Van Gundy, which is, I think, more strict than Doc Rivers. Blake Griffin has kind of an ego. I don't know what it is, but there was tension between him and Doc Rivers. There's definitely going to be some tension with him and Gundy.
I think both those points are very true. And I also think that Blake Griffin and the way Andre Drummond is playing this year are very similar. I think Blake is a much better playmaker, way better shooter, but Detroit was running their whole offense through Drummond these first 40 games or however many. There was a lot of high post action where he would do, dribble handoffs with Reggie Jackson or Bradley. They were running a lot of stuff through him, is the point. So you had two guys like that. That pretty much turns Drummond back into a younger version of himself, which is DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
But you don't have Chris Paul in the lineup. You don't have J.J. Redick. You've got Reggie Bullock and Reggie Jackson.
And Stanley Johnson. Yeah.
He cooked the Cavs last night, but he's not a very good player. It's just the Cavalier thing.
Detroit does have a history of making awful business decisions. You can see that with the 2004 NBA draft. Who did they pick? Darko Milicic over Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and Carmelo Anthony. So I mean, I want them to work out, but there's just too many problems that can go wrong in Detroit.
Stan Van Gundy he's definitely on the hot seat. He's been here for a while, and they haven't done anything significant in the playoffs.
Got swept by the Cavs. I was at all those games.
They kind of just set themselves up for mediocrity for the next couple years. I don't know how much better you can get when you have two bigs like this, and which are not like, Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins.
Right.
They're not as versatile. They can't really do a lot of switching on defense, and they can't score in a whole bunch of different ways. So I don't know. It'll be at least interesting to see, Blake in a new uniform, what Stan Van Gundy can come up with to get them all involved.
And they got a reason to go to the games now, because nobody really goes to Pistons games in Detroit like that.
I noticed this on the TV.
Yeah.
There's a lot of empty red seats at Little Caesars
and the
Arena.
Cavs were there.
Yeah.
LeBron James was there. So I guess people have a reason to go now.
But speaking of Andre Drummond, he replaced, was it John Wall?
John Wall.
In the AllStar team. So we talked about our predictions for the AllStar teams the last time we had a show. They picked the teams. LeBron, they went through the whole draft process, and it was evident LeBron had the best team.
Yeah.
He had Boogie, AD, KD, himself, and Kyrie, all in the starting lineup. Way better than Steph's team, which is what? Steph, Harden, DeRozan.
Antetokounmpo and Embiid.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Jalen, we did a trial run. We did 2 fantasy teams, and we picked the AllStar teams. Both of the AllStar teams, we played each other. I expect Curry's team to lose by at least 25.
Well, see, that was really the case until, Boogie tore his Achilles and he'll be out for 10 months, which is really sad. And Kevin Love just broke his hand last night. And then, who else? Who else got hurt? Why am I blanking on this?
John Wall got hurt.
Yeah, he needs knee surgery. He'll be out about a month and a half, 2 months. So now LeBron gets the subs. He got Paul George, which is a very capable All-Star.
Yeah.
You can make an argument he's even better than anybody. A lot of people on Curry's team. And then you get Andre Drummond, and then you'll probably get either Ben Simmons or Kemba Walker or Goran Dragic.
Man, I wanted Ben Simmons to be All-Star from the jump. So this is kind of a blessing from God right now. Not for the injured people, of course, but, opportunity for Ben Simmons to show out.
I still think Team LeBron will win. They upped the game winnings, so the winning team, everybody on the winning team gets $100K.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Each?
Yeah. And the losers get $50K still, but I guess there's some incentive because we still don't know how competitive this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Are they gonna score 200? Is Steph gonna lay down in the lane again?
Hopefully that's not gonna happen.
I want to see some competition. I know they're not going to go as hard as possible. They got a whole season to play.
Yeah, right.
They're trying to win a championship, most of these guys. But it'll be interesting to watch Kyrie and LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, how are Russ and KD going to act on the same team? All that. It would have been cool if Kevin Love was still playing to get the big three back together.
Right, yeah.
Oladipo and Russ. I know Oladipo. Yeah, it's not as much, but I know Oladipo is cool with KD also.
Yeah. It's always fun watching all of those guys compete and have fun out there.
Yeah. In the dunk contest, they decided the dunk contest. It was.
They did?
Yeah. You want to look this up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
If I make a mistake. They've got Aaron Gordon. Let's make sure on this one. I know Aaron Gordon is in it. Oladipo, Dennis Smith, and Larry Nance. They should have had Terrence Ferguson in this.
Yeah.
He's a shooting guard rookie from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They should have had
Donovan Mitchell.
No, not Donovan Mitchell. The dude from last year, I forgot his name, but he had crazy bounce. I think Derrick Jones Jr.
Oh yes.
Yeah. They should have
Did
brought
he
him
win?
back. No,
he didn't win.
Yeah, it was his first year though. He was getting adapted.
Yeah. He's crazy. He has some crazy bounce.
He should have brought him back. I think Oladipo was already in it.
I don't want to see Oladipo again.
Yeah.
At all.
Definitely, they got it right with Larry Nance and Dennis Smith Jr. And Aaron Gordon last year, he was kind of a disappointment because he was injured, kind of.
It's cool. Like, it's an okay pick. I would have rather seen Terrence Ferguson because he's new.
Right. And
he can really fly. Derrick Jones would have been a good pick, too, for this. I don't think they chose the three-point contest yet.
Oh, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. 4 of the 8 spots.
Oh.
They have, in 4 of the spots, Devin Booker, from the Suns, Wayne Ellington from the Heat, Bradley Beal from the Wizards, and Klay Thompson from the Warriors in the 4 spots.
I think Kevin Love was gonna be in it.
Yeah. I think Klay replaced him.
Yeah. I don't know. 3-point contest is always kind of weird. I hope Devin Booker wins just because.
Yeah.
I don't know, just because.
He's been in it though for the last. Ever since he joined the league, he's been in the contest. So.
Yeah, I think this might be his year. Eric Gordon went off last year.
He went off. I don't know. Man.
Yeah. So, speaking of Kevin Love, Kyrie, you mentioned them earlier. Let's talk about the Cavs issues. I saved this one for last this week. I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm bringing the Cavs up, but they're always a story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Everybody always wonders, is this the end of LeBron? And,
Yeah. That's a reoccurring
yeah.
story. What have you seen from the Cavs?
It's just too much. It's too much drama at the end of the day. Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, they got betrayed by the Celtics. They're trying to fit in with the Cavs. Man, play your game.
The main issue is on defense. When you have Isaiah Thomas out there, you're going to get scored on. I really want to talk to Brad Stevens and ask him, how did you get a 1 seed with Isaiah as your starting point guard?
They did have Marcus Smart. Who else? A lot of key defenders.
Avery
yeah,
Bradley.
They had a lot of
They did.
great defenders to recover.
No one on the Cavs is a good defender at this point. That is the reason why. Avery Bradley makes up for that. Al Horford makes up for that, even though he's not a shot blocker. He can protect the rim. No one can stop dribble penetration. Every time I'm watching this, not JR. JR has been playing good the last couple of games, but everyone is getting blown by. And, of course, that's just going to lead to easy baskets.
Yeah.
People don't rotate correctly. They just watch their man get an open 3. It's like watching a bad middle school team.
Yeah.
With a coach who doesn't care.
I hate to say this.
Let's hear it.
I hate to say this. They're gonna end up like the Grizzlies at this rate. A bunch of old legs, no type of quickness or agility. It's really like everybody can score, but nobody can stop people. It's just like you can't. It's just a cycle. It's just they score, we score, they score, we score, they score, and eventually they're gonna stop you, and that's where the gap opens up.
Yeah, it is. Last night they lost to the Pistons. It's really one of my favorite things to do on a Tuesday night is watch Cleveland get torn up by Reggie Bullock and Ish Smith. That's just really fun.
He's being sarcastic.
There's gonna have to be a trade because I just want one person. I just want one person on the team who cares on defense.
What if they trade LeBron?
They're not trading LeBron.
Okay.
It's not.
He's not waving his. Y'all in the dirt.
He's not waving his no trade clause. Regardless, and I think there's a slight possibility for him to possibly own the team.
He's gonna own the team and play on the team.
Yeah. Well, his management group. You got maybe Jay-Z wants to pitch in. LeBron, you got Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, all of them, Clutch Sports, come together, buy the team. Because Dan Gilbert only owns a portion of it anyways. He's the biggest, he has the biggest portion, but he's not the full owner of the whole team.
Does Usher own the team, have a part?
I think he has a stake, but I think that is very small.
Okay.
Very minimal piece of the team.
Just like, 10 games or something.
He has a small piece, but I think that could happen if he wants to stay in Cleveland, try to rebuild this whole thing. Because, Isaiah is a free agent. I don't know. I think we should just give him a little bit more time until after the AllStar break.
It's January. It's about to be February tomorrow. There is no time.
After the AllStar break, then we can evaluate what the Cavs are doing. Do they step up their play? Do they get DeAndre Jordan and Lou Williams? Then we can properly assess and be like, okay, the Boston or Toronto is going to clearly win the East. We still don't know at this point. Because at the end of the day, they're 29-20, which isn't like...
It's not bad.
It's not like they're 25-25.
Right.
So, any more things on that?
Yeah, they're just gonna have to step it up. I mean, they can't wait anymore. They can't keep blaming it on time. It has to happen now, or y'all gonna be at home watching. Come June, so.
Yeah. So they have the Brooklyn pick. The Cavs do. They could use it on a number of players. One in particular has been balling all season, averaging around 30 and 10. That's Trae Young. Got to see him when he played at OSU a couple weeks ago.
I wish I could have made the game.
He went for 44 and 9 last night against Baylor. He did. Now this is the thing I want to talk about against Colin Sexton. They both had 17 points, and I think if anything, this showed the weakness in Oklahoma's team, just like from a college basketball perspective, not his like draft stock or anything.
Yeah.
Because Colin Sexton, honestly, I watched that whole game, and he didn't look that impressive. He has the potential to be a really good defender because he's extremely athletic, but other than that, he's not on the same level as Trae Young, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you think about it, Trae Young elevated that program. They were number 4 in the nation at one point. So just off of him being himself and setting up people and getting shots up. So I do truly believe that Trae Young is more of a player than Colin Sexton.
Top 5, top 3, where are you taking?
Top 3.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
So you take like Bagley,
Ayton. Trae Young, and then man from Arizona,
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
That's how you would go. Well, it all depends on like team need because there's a lot of good guards. If it's Orlando in that top 3 spot, they'd probably pick Trae Young.
Yeah.
Because they need a good guard, a playmaker. But if it's somebody like Memphis,
or like Sacramento or something like that.
Yeah, they're not gonna take another point guard. Or Philly comes up. That would be interesting, actually. Because Philly could get the number 1 pick
again
from the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are gonna drop that far.
Yeah.
But they do own the Lakers pick if it falls anywhere from number 1, and then 2 through 5 is Boston, and if it goes 6 through 30, then it's the Sixers again.
Wow.
So if the Lakers just lose all the rest of their games or whatever, we'll just say hypothetically, they could pick somebody like Trae Young. It all just depends on fit.
If the 76ers pick Trae Young, I don't know. That's going to be crazy, man. I would drop Markelle Fultz, to be honest. Forget Fultz. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Do you think he's not good at all? This is just the weirdest story you've ever seen.
It's the weirdest story because, like, his shot still looks the same. Like, I don't know if he went through treatment yet, but I've seen a clip of him in practice a couple of days ago, and his shot still looks bad.
I saw him playing in a new clip, like, earlier today. He's warming up for the Nets. He's not playing. You know how some of these injured players just get a couple runs in or whatever before the game. He doesn't shoot threes. So it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So he'll do like all these run around a screen, do this, do that, go back, get his feet right, left, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll go like this, and he's not shooting the ball. He's gonna shot fake it, like shot fake, pump fake, pass it back, does it all over again. But mid ranges he'll shoot, and they look normal. But he won't shoot threes. I don't know what it is, like if he just can't get the ball there or something. I don't know.
It should be all in your legs, though. So, I mean, the same mechanics. It's just how far you jump or how much legs you have to put into the shot. So, the release should be the same every time.
I think even if he can't shoot, it definitely hurts the Sixers, like in terms of like roster construction, because you already have somebody who cannot shoot at all in Ben Simmons. But as like a backup point guard for like the time being, he could still make an impact because he can make plays.
Yeah. I would pick Trae Young if I was the Sixers. Just to recompensate if Fultz doesn't work out there.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's it for today.
No other news? Talk about.
Russell Butler died. In a car crash.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah.
RP to Russell Butler. Was he like a 10-year veteran in the NBA?
Yeah.
Been on the league a couple years, but
Played in the Big Three a season.
yeah, just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So, that's really sad. But I think that's going to do it for this week. Should be back next week, same time.
Super Bowl recap.
Whoever else goes for 60 or 70 next week. If Isaiah demands a trade, there could be a lot of news coming up here. So stay tuned. Be ready for next week. Jump ball.
I'm AP. We out.